first vilification to media darling. But how would Big Brother's Jade fare back in the outside world?
Well, didn't you expect that? You said them Hussein's letting me out to drive. I don't even know who he is. Who is that? Is he a boxer or something?
She's a big woman. She's got a new life out there.
I just feel like Jade, but with a bit more, I don't know, a few more chances, a lot more chances in life, that's all.
What Jade did next, Thursday at 9 on 4.
There's a bit of flirting going on in the White House, according to EPO's brand new West Wing, Thursday at 9. But this is Channel 4. We don't just flirt, we rise.
Good morning, welcome to the programme. It's Tuesday, the very 1st of October. Now, one of the most popular, lovable TV characters celebrates 30 years on screen today. No, it's not Keith Chegwin. It's the Andrex puppy, which made its first appearance on this very day in 1972. Those little woofers have appeared in over 100 commercials since then, and to celebrate, we've tracked down the original puppy, and here he is.
Why is he not moving, Mark?
He smells.
And he'll be with us all morning.
Oh yes. Welcome to the programme. Autumn may be setting in, but there's plenty of reason to feel glad all over. We're going soap crazy this morning. Last night the Inside Soap Awards took place in London, and fresh from the party we've been joined by Sarah Dunn and Lisa Kay, better known as Mandy and Anne from Hollyoaks. So good of you to come in so early after such a late night. They'll be telling us what they and all the other soap stars got up to in a little while.
Welcome along, girlies. Now, we've also got an exclusive interview with teen idol turned serious actor, Mr. Luke Goss.
The bus was a big thing. It exploded. It kind of felt like a career built on a mud slope. It was a big old house, but the rain came, poof, gone. This has been a growing experience for me.
Yes, no longer quite as appealing to teenage girls, or at least he's trying to shake the mantle. He's now hanging with the hard men. And the wonderful, wonderful Julia Morris is with us, and will be casting a very beady eye over this morning's newspapers in just a few moments' time. Good morning to you.
The wonderful, wonderful Julia Morris. All
with
that,
flower.
and we will test another friendship to the limit in Strap Me Down and bring you 2 more minging howlers in Search for a Nobody. But now, with the time approaching 7 o'clock, it's over to Chris for the latest news.
Mark, Edith, Elizabeth, good morning. Hello, it's Tuesday, the 1st of October. These are the top 6 stories from Rise News Desk. Tough day for Tony. The Prime Minister has to make one of the most difficult speeches of his career later. Tony Blair's expected to be given a rough ride over public services after admitting he didn't do enough in his first term of office to improve schools and hospitals. Crime and Iraq will also feature heavily. He'll also say it's time for Labour to be bigger and bolder than ever before.
The delivery of key services in education, health, crime, transport really does matter, not because we're doing it to people, but because we're creating the investment, the climate, the opportunity to get it right together with those who work in the services, those who receive the services.
David Blunkett. Knife attack. Police are hunting the attackers of a black teenager who was stabbed in the heart just a few miles from where Stephen Lawrence was killed. The 15-year-old was knifed by 2 white men as he tried to get off a bus at Brockley in South London. He lost a lot of blood and is now in a serious condition in hospital. Police say the attack was racially motivated. Move over breathalyzers. Doctors will now be allowed to take blood samples from drivers to work out whether they're drunk or on drugs. Drivers who cause a crash could give up a sample even if they're unconscious under new laws which come into force today. That means police will be able to prove if they've been on the wrong side of the law. But doctors will have to wait until the driver is awake to get their permission to test the blood. Pay to drive. Going into town could now cost you a lot more than you think. From today, motorists will have to pay £2 to drive into the centre of Durham. It's hoped the country's first congestion charges will halve the number of cars on the streets during the day. A similar scheme, where drivers will fork out a £5 to go into central London, will be introduced next year. Well, let's have a look at our Rise guide to the new scheme and why it's needed. In the past 20 years, congestion has risen by 60%. and it's predicted to go up another 50% in the next 20 years. An 8-mile square pay zone will come into force into London next year. It'll operate from 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. on weekdays, and it's hoped £130 million will be generated each year, with the money being set aside for public transport. Other news, beating the flu. People are being given the chance to pick up a jab of their weekly shopping. More than 35,000 doses of the flu vaccine will be going on sale at one supermarket chain this month. Customers will be given the jab, which they'll have to pay for at the checkout, along with the rest of their shopping. It's part of a campaign to help cut the number of cold-related illnesses and deaths this winter. Ditch your specs. That's the message to clubbers who are trying to find love. Researchers have found exchanging glasses with contact lenses can increase a person's pulling power by up to a whopping 400%. Are you listening, Durders? And that's nothing compared to how attractive everyone looks when the beer goggles are on, of course.
Was listening, yeah.
Hasn't helped you so far, has it?
Shut up, leave me alone.
Wasn't listening.
Do a shade of blue, I think. You're up to date with all the news. I'll have more in half an hour. Kirsty's here. She's got the sport and weather.
Thank you, Chris. Good morning. These are your latest sporting headlines. The Baggies get hit with a Duff penalty. West Brom lost last night's home match against Blackburn 2-0 after Damien Duff was awarded a controversial penalty, and then he scored their second. Rainy days and Mondays, the ICC Trophy final is abandoned after a second day's rain proves that stadiums with roofs are the way forward, and that in cricket there are no losers. India and Sri Lanka shared the trophy. And shed a tear for Wembley at last. The Bulldozers moved in yesterday for a taste of the action ahead of the full-scale teardown, which starts on Thursday. They're the headlines. Let's have a look at today's weather then. The satellite showing covering of clouds moving over the UK from the southwest. Panning over the country though, we see it won't be bright in Brighton or luminous in London. Both are overcast with some morning mist, but it's sunny in the southwest, warm in Wales and the Midlands. Some rain in Scotland and Ireland, but even there the sun should penetrate the cloud to make a muted appearance. The overview, dry and bright for central and eastern parts with hazy sunshine throughout. Showers in the west and north. And if we look at the temperatures, last month was the hottest September since 1991. Today's highs, about 5 degrees warmer than October averages. 21 degrees in the southeast and not much below 17 elsewhere. So not bad for this time of year. That's the weather. Full sports update from me in about 10 minutes' time. Mark.
Thanks, Kirsty. Now, I'm joined in what I like to think of as my soft play area by Australia's First Lady of Comedy. You like that title? Julia Morris.
Oh.
But before Julia delves inside, here's what made the front of the papers this morning. I'm very bad, apparently, at holding up these papers. That's my first attempt this morning. I think I've done it incredibly well. And now the Sun brings us the news the nation has long dreaded. The news that Hearsay have split. Exploded would have been preferable, but apparently they've just split. It says Miley, Noel, Danny, Suzanne and the new one are breaking up because they're disillusioned with the pop industry. It's not as if it created them, is it? And we'll have more on that in our entertainment bulletin later. You okay, Julia?
I'm so devastated I can't speak.
Yep, it's tragedy. I know that. I mourn with you. My second paper hold of the morning. Okay, there we go. In a newspaper they call The Guardian, it says the government might not have much cash to spend on things like health and education. Oh, hold it still, I'm being shouted. I'm doing all right. On education and stuff, as they first thought. They say the collapse of the financial markets means Gordon Brown's going to have serious cash flow problems. It also says support is fading in the country for the war against Iraq. And finally, my hat-trick of brilliant paper holding, the Mail is true to form. It's seething at the fact that a group which wants to stop people being deported is going to get lottery funding. It says that so many unpopular groups are getting lottery cash that people are boycotting in protest. Unbelievable. Thank you very much for that. Apparently I got a big round of applause in the gallery. Well, I got one well done. Anyway.
I love that people are boycotting gambling. That's it, I'm putting my foot down, I'm no longer gambling.
No, I shall not do it. And it was quite sad, isn't it, that Hearsay?
I'm officially devastated. That was the news that I woke up to this morning, that they have they're broken up. What they've cited it as happening in this gorgeous and stylish publication, The Sun, which clearly is only ever going to print the facts, and says that Hearsay have blamed it on the music industry, saying the music industry for their falling popularity.
Yeah.
But now, in all seriousness, we've got this funny little Fame Academy and all these kids who are going, oh, unreal. And I think that because the nation sees that maybe the little funny little hearsay funsters, some of them look a little bit, medical disorders, I was going to say, but we don't even speak about that. Having said that, they made like, what, $1 million in their first year or something like that.
I thought $1 trillion.
It sounds very attractive for the year, but what you don't realise is you bury yourself then. You're still going to work your way up through the industry, it's as simple as that.
But apparently they say also that the public loathe them. They're getting public abuse everywhere they go. I don't understand that. I love them.
I know, they're gorgeous, and they are, do you know what, individually they are probably very talented, but now the best that they're going to be able to do, I heard somebody saying earlier on that, is it funny little Marlene Klass with the woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Shake 'em, you won't break 'em.
Yeah, she's got the woo-hoo!
Well, she's going into a West End musical, is that correct?
Ask Chris Rogers. Oh, actually, no, he's not on hand. We're not asked Chris.
Really?
Yeah, scandal. Don't worry.
That's a nightmare. Finger on the pulse, let me tell you. And then, of course, Fame Academy, we're just about to dish up another whole lot, so we'll be interested in them for another 12 months. But I can't think that these guys hadn't thought it through. Like, but when, they were 20, weren't they, when they got famous? So, of course, they're going to believe all these fabulous things read about them in the paper, and the people are buying their albums and they've gone to #1. And it's just, you know, it's an accident. It's an accident of confidence.
Who can believe that bubble burst? Anyway, moving on. What else have you got for us inside the papers?
Well,
oh, I love the flower.
The next thing I've got is something, oh, thank you, darling. I mean, really, it's fresh as a daisy. I mean, you won't find a flower that's, you know, ever been grown or alive in this country, but that's, you know, it's nice. Now, the next one I found is, of course, personal favourite, The Times.
Ooh, love it.
How smart do I feel when I get out a tired old long sheet? I love it. Now, muscle men. There's a great, and a couple of the newspapers, even the funny little tabloids, have said that we're looking at Britain. I know, check that out. There's a thing called muscle dysmorphia, which apparently you can get, which is sort of like anorexia, where you sort of lose the line with how many muscles that you're building. How hilarious is that? I can clearly see you've slipped into that accidentally while not watching. Or you can keep building up your muscles like that one, like that fellow's done, and then all of a sudden you've got them, too many muscles and you can't work out why.
Whoops.
I know. Oh, he can open a few jam jars though, so that is all good news.
Is it true the male genitalia shrinks the more that the man pumps iron?
In my experience. Listen, it's always been a little...
really unattractive, though, that muscle Mary thing.
Well, no, it is. It's a bit yucky. And I also think, oh, God, could you bear that thing, sort of, that big, wide, sort of musculation type situation. And then they shave that hair. But have the men sort of become a bit obsessed like women have with their looks, I'm wondering? Which is slightly unbearable. Because there's been Britain's Sexiest only what a quality show, that was divine. And there was another thing, which is they're now looking for Britain's most beautiful man, and I'm like, oh, darling, fluoride in the water, that's all I'm saying. So
anyway, do you know what, guess what, we haven't got time for the third paper. Can you believe, and you were going to show me a nice picture of David McGee.
Don't think I won't show you another day.
Well, you just have to read the papers, that's the point. Anyway, thanks, Julia, and we'll soon be seeing a whole lot more of Julia, because you're the new face, body and voice of Liquid News and BBC Three.
They must be pleased.
True or false?
Oh, so much truth.
They're delighted. People. Congratulations with you, Joel. Hope it goes well.
Thank you, darling.
No, it's okay.
Now, remember the movie Meet the Parents, where Robert De Niro strapped Ben Stiller to the lie detector thing? Well, we're offering the same service to you, our loyal, mistrustful viewers.
So if there's something you really need to find out about somebody close to you, no matter how dark or dodgy, we can help. This is Strap Me Down.
We're here to uncover the truth and have the technology to do it, the Rise lie detector. Michael and David are flatmates at university, but does sharing a flat also mean they share their secrets?
Hello, my name's Michael, I'm 20 and I'm a student. I brought my friend David along today because I think he's telling me some lies.
Hello, my name's David, I'm 19, I'm a student. My friend Mike's brought me along because he thinks I might be telling a few porcupines. I'm as straight as you can get, so strap me down.
Time for polygraph expert Bruce Burgess to uncover the truth.
David, on your trips to Heathrow, was it just for fun, or have you ever been a plane spotter?
No.
David, I've always wondered, have you ever told me that you've slept with somebody when you actually haven't?
No.
David, you've told me countless times that you've been to strip clubs, but have you really?
Yes.
Now over to the master of truth, Bruce Burgess, with the results.
The first question I asked of David was, have you ever been a plane spotter? David answered no. He was lying.
That's ridiculous.
That's
knew it. Oh.
The second question. Have you ever told Michael you slept with somebody when you haven't? David answered no. He was lying.
I knew that as well, all the times at uni. Oh, that is sad. That is bad.
And the third question. You told Michael you've been to a strip club. Was that true? David answered yes.
Yeah.
It's lying.
That's ridiculous.
I've been sprung on all counts.
All three.
So can you trust me now?
Oh yeah, I think I can.
Yeah.
That's a very trustworthy friend.
Can I be your godparent for your children?
Of course you can, yes.
Thanks. I'll look after them.
Will you?
I promise.
I'm sure I'll trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never lie.
Never.
Which proves something at least, doesn't it?
And McPartner, look like you may be, but trustworthy you ain't. If you're suspicious of one of your friends or lovers, then call us on 0207 805 8528 or email us at strapmedown@risetv.co.uk. Friends should never lie to each other. That's a lesson for the day.
Yes.
What did you do
Okay.
yesterday?
I had a jam-packed day yesterday. Went to see two films. Went to see The Road to Perdition with Tom Hanks.
Great
Fantastic film, made me cry. And then went to see Red Dragon, which is the prequel to Silence of the Lambs with Ed Norton. Oh my God, how scary. I was like that with my jumper. It was great. And then went to see Turin Breaks in concert, the Shepherd's Empire, who were fantastic, really, really good. But we've got details on Red Dragon in the Ents bulletin.
Okay, so a dull day for you. Did you get to do anything exciting or not?
It's so much more exciting. A whole hour of curry and then half an hour of EastEnders.
That's what I like to hear. I'd like to thank the police officer who tried to arrest me this morning outside my own home. I was just forgotten my phone, left the door open 30 seconds. Sorry, what are you doing, sir? So I'm just going to get my phone.
You look really dodgy,
Anyway,
Mark,
I want to just check that you two are both watching The Office, which is brilliant last night. Oggy, Oggy, Oggy.
Oink, oink, oink.
Okay, you're watching, just thought I'd check. It was brilliant, it's back, and thank the Lord.
Did you see Ricky Gervais on Parky, actually, on
Yes,
Saturday
a bit.
night? He was brilliant. He had Parky, like, bent over, double laughing. It was great.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Parky's best chat show.
He's an osteopath.
Moving along. This morning's programme is a soap spectacular, hence me watching soaps all night last night. So did you cheer when Phil was shot? Did you cry buckets when Steph's wedding was ruined by Flick? You did?
Yeah.
Of course you did, you big sop. Or were you obsessed with the body under the patio in Brookie?
Yeah.
That was my one.
Hey.
Contact us with what you consider is the best and worst bit from soap history. Call us on 08702 404 404. You can text us on 07714 044 444, or of course you can email us by sending it to risetv.co.uk with your names in front of it, and if you email us, they come up on these little cute things and we'll read them out on the show.
Coming up, we've got the nominations for this year's MTV Europe Music Awards, where my new best friend, Mr. Bling P Diddy Puff Daddy himself, or P as I like to call him. Actually, I had no idea what to call him yesterday. That's all coming up.
Just call him P. And we find out how one member of Bros has turned nasty as Luke Goss goes gangster. We'll see you in 2.
When will I